Very good evening to everyone joining this live stream. The intense clash here at Bogambara, Dharmaraja College, the home side for today, taking on St. Peter's College from Bambalapitiya. This is scheduled to be an interesting clash. Bogambara has caused many upsets in the past, in this season as well, and it will be interesting to see who comes on top in this game, as both the teams have been introduced to the chief guests, and everything will be ready in few minutes time for kickoff. There's a slight breeze from the left to right here today. Good hard conditions underfoot, and it will be an intense clash. St. Peter's haven't lost a game. Dharmaraja won against Trinity 17-15 and lost against Zahira 18-15. Both very close games, very interesting clashes that happened in the previous weeks, and today we have another blockbuster. Here are the teams. Here's the St. Peter's team coming in to the field. They will be kicking things off from the right to left. Referee takes the field. Ishank on by the looks of it. Dimel Vindhya will be kicking things off from the right to left. Dharmaraja will be receiving. This is Dimel. Everything ready for kickoff as the referee blows the whistle to start the game. Here's a high-hanging kick collected by Nim Shapiris, the number 8 for Dharmaraja. He takes the ball into contact, but good work from Peters. They've turned the ball around, and here's early pressure from St. Peters to Dharmaraja. Numbers on the outside, but very unluckily knocks the ball on. It was really good work from the flank, Fernando, wearing the number 6 jersey for the Peterites, and courtesy of that knock-on error from Peters, Dharmaraja have a scrum inside the 22 meters. They'll be allowed to kick this ball out. Good solid scrum first up. Luchita, the scrum half for Dharmaraja. Here's the new fly half. Takes the ball into contact. Good work from Peters. Here's the fly half. Sadesha Veerakon for today. Puts in a lovely kick. Chases it around. Gives it out to Dimel, who decides not to pass. He's been taken down, but good backup defense from the Peterites. Takes the ball inside the 22 meters and puts a high-hanging kick. That doesn't go out on the full as well. Collected by Rajapaksha to Luchita. A lovely wraparound. Tries to go down the middle. Is the Dharmaraja player. The numbers on the outside. Decides to go by himself. Finally puts the pass out. Here's the winger. Puts the ball to boot. It's the number 11. But the ball finds inside his zone, 22 meters, the red zone. puts a very good kick collected by Dharmaraja. Here Sadisha goes one way around and another throws in a wayward pass. That finds touch. Shouldn't have done that. He could have just passed it through the hands. But it will be a line out in favor of the Peterites. The first line out of the game. This is a very strong aspect of the Peterites, the rolling ball. Coach Dinesh Kamage and the Rajans team will be desperate to stop it. Here's the first line out. Turned over by Dharmaraja. Good work from Ishara Vijayawardena wearing the number 6 jersey. The flanker. Here's the props taking the ball into forward. Good defense from the Peterites, but the ball has got a high up and under. Finally decides to give it out. Here's Dimel. Numbers on the outside for the Peterites. A very good tackle. Still on his feet. Finally brought down. Gives it out to his fly half, who puts the ball into touch finally. Good. Another good passage of play from both the teams. Here's the first line out from the Rajans. Anu Peherat acting as the hooker. A 5-man line out. Collected by Ishar Vijayawardena. Gives it out wide to the fly half. He decides to go. Throws in another wayward pass. Just inside their own half is the Rajans bundled into. Here's the captain Poojana. There was no advantage. The ball was available. He was not in his. Another very good pass, but a forward call has been called, correctly so as well. Was a rather 50-50 call, and we have me joining in commentary, Kevin Dhananjay. A very good evening, Kevin.
Good evening, Kavind. Well, it was always interesting to see how St. Peter's will turn out here at Bogambara. The conditions are not so ideal. We have had so many games here at Bogambara, and the ground surface doesn't look as good as both teams will hope for. But Dharmaraja so far dominating the proceedings, but here is a scrum in favor of St. Peter's. Worked away.
Gives it out wide. Numbers on the outside for the Peterites. Here's the number 11, a good tackle on him, bundled into touch. Good covered defense from Dharmaraja. Was an interesting passage.
Well, it was indeed St. Peter's trying to come hard at the Rajans. The Rajans gaining possession back. It'll be interesting to see Kavind have St. Peter's, as I said before. Surface. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, they'll look to use the forwards a lot more, and they'll look for those chip kicks that will go with the wind. Right now it is blowing from the right. The in their own window, it's it out to the winger, but has been bundled into touch. Brilliant work from the.
Well, brilliant work indeed. St. Peter's trying their best to come hard at Dharmaraja, but Dharmaraja holding their nerves, getting a good start in this all-important game. Dharmaraja coming after a big loss here at home against Zahira, and on the other hand, St. Peter's had a break last week. they won the first game against Royal College at Bambala in a very nerve-breaking fashion in the last moment with a try. So let's hope that we have a cracking game in our hand. And yes, here's a line-out throw in favor of Dharmaraja.
Collected cleanly by Vijayawardena. He has numbers on the outside for Dharmaraja yet again. Good work from the paid right flank. Beautiful work. Holding on is the call. Dharmaraja playing those spots are a touch isolated. The man is a touch isolated. That gives the opportunity for the flankers of paid rights to attack and pounce on them.
Well, these are the mistakes I believe that teams should avoid when they play at home in specifically, because a big game for Dharmaraja, and here is St. Peter's with the attack, inching towards that try line. Inside the red zone of Dharmaraja, and St. Peter's tries to go through. Working the ball away. Here's a good opportunity for St. Peter's to open the scoring right at the beginning of the game. The ball still in favor of St. Peter's. Numbers on the outside, working away. Is this the first try for St. Peter's? Here is the run from the number 12 of St. Peter's, inching towards the try line, and that is the first try for St. Peter's. St. Peter's does open the scoring in this all-important game at Bogambara.
Beautiful, beautiful work. The rush defense from Dharmaraja didn't work, and they did not manage to scramble backwards to the right of their field, where the Peters were brilliant. The fullback came in to the line. That added the extra man, and just like that, it was a barging run from the number 12. It was Sadesh Jayavikrama, the centre, wearing the number 12 jersey. It was a brilliant run, and he was right over the whitewash.
Well, Kavin, coincidentally, it was Sadesh who scored that winning try against Royal in those dying moments at Bambalapitia. Here is St. Peter's trying to get that conversion through to get that deficit up to 7-0. A big, big task on the hands of the Rajans, conceding that try in the opening 10 minutes of the game at home after a big loss against, a heartbreaking loss against Zahira in the previous game. And here's the number 13 of St. Peter's, Yomit Shihara. Can he get this through? Can he get the score up to 7-0? And he puts the kick wide. It's St. Peter's 5, Dharmaraja 0 here at Bogambara. Dharmaraja fighting for their lives in the opening 10 minutes of the game. They started the game in a very good fashion, dominating St. Peter's, but St. Peter's pounced back on the mistakes that Dharmaraja made.
So it's 5 points to 0. Everything to play for. This is Luchita putting the ball into the 20 meters, and the ball has been knocked on. Hence it will be a scrum in favor of Dharmaraja. Just like when the first kick was made, Dharmaraja made the mess of it, and Peters this time have really managed to put themselves in a lot of pressure. It's a set piece inside the 22 meters for the Rajans. The scrum of Chalana Mendis will be feeding in for Dharmaraja. Good scrummaging from Peter Wright's. Numbers on the outside, gives it out to the inside center, but he was well dealt with by the Peter Wrights. Thump in tackle. The scrum off decides to go the other way around. Yet again, Dharmaraja, there's the man isolated yet again. Finally, ball being available for Dharmaraja. Another pick and go. Holding on is the call from referee Ishanka Bekun. And the Peterites have another opportunity to get out of jail.
Well, yes, Dharmaraja getting the advantage inside the red zone of St. Peter's, loses the ball, and the ball has been kept in by Dharmaraja, but the linesman calls it as it went outside, so it will be advantage for St. Peter's. They will be having a line out throw. They will be trying to clear the ball out from the red zone. A big game in context of the tournament. Any win here will wide open the score points table in Group B.
The Peterites, Vishmika, Mathusara, given the duties of the hooker. This time, not straight. Timeout for the Peterites and let them down with good game given. Another opportunity to Dharmaraja with the bounce. The first time, the Peterites were brilliant. Fernando for the Peterites made that turnover. The flankers working in tandem. And here's Chalana Mendy said again. Good push from the Peterites. Penalty in favor of Dharmaraja. Within kickable distance. Good try. They try, but should then at the
He will push at the dying stages of the game, so it's a call from Dharmaraja to go the 3 point instead of trying to get the ball out and go line out or get a tie. This point bring the defeat back to will help Rajans a lot going forward with game. The now 23 of Dharmaraja, Sadish Vijay Vadan with the kick.
Sadisha measures his kick up. Wearing the number 15 jersey, doesn't find the mark. And it will be another 22-meter dropout for the Peterites. Dharmaraja messed it up. Was a very good opportunity to cut back on the deficit. But the kick goes left of that left upright. It was Sadisha Vijayavardhana. Here's Dharmaraja. Here's Stanley Mendes. Numbers on the outside yet again. But the ball has been knocked on. Advantage St. Peter's. Another silly error from Dharmaraja. It was marginal and accident as well.
Well, Kavind, I believe that missed penalty will come back to haunt that. We have seen throughout the course of this tournament, Trinity and in other teams in specific missing those important place kickings, and it really did cost them a lot later on. I mean, those are the points that you should take, especially in a big game like this, coming after a big loss.
Correctly said, Kevin. Here's the number 9, Salid Galage. Gives it out wide to Dimel. Here's the extra man, the fullback. Numbers on the outside yet again. Here's the winger. Source and goes into contact. Good work. Initially, it was off the feet. So a penalty in favor of Peterites. Initially thought it was very good defense, but then again, he was not on his feet.
Well, a line-out throw coming in favor of St. Peter's after that penalty conceded by Dharmaraja. St. Peter's haven't been so good so far with their line-out throws, but it's an important moment in the game. St. Peter's with the opportunity to take the score back up to 10-0.
Another very good opportunity for the Peterites. It's Vishmika Matusara with the throw in yet again. The lineouts haven't been brilliant for the Peterites, but this time collects it cleanly, forms the rolling ball. This is danger for Dharmaraja because the rolling ball for the Peterites look very good, but Dharmaraja has held on. Here's the second charge. The ball has popped out, available for the forwards of the Peterites. Here's another pick and go. The ball has been knocked on. Is the Shanka Beko. Very lucky for Dharmaraja, but initially it was very good line out defense from Dharmaraja. They held it, and the referee called use it once, but the second wave came just after, and initially it was the scrum off Salit Galage. Peterites scrum was brilliant. Yes, the number 8 breaking takes into contact.
And it's Dharmaraja nil and St. Peter's 10 in the opening 15 minutes here at the Bogambara grounds. St. Peter's with a big advantage, pouncing on the mistakes that Dharmaraja made. Dharmaraja have an uphill task here.
And the breeze that was flowing across the Bogambara has slowed down. Sadish Rajapaksha with the restart. A lovely up and under collected by the fullback. Decides to run. Puts the ball to boot. Into space. A really good kick. As the right in support. Plenty of support for the Peterites. Down goes a wonderful try. What a backhand pass that was. Brilliantly done. Was the number 12 Sadesh Javikram who threw it, and the kick from the fullback Tharindu Kushan was brilliant as well. It found space, and the supporting players from the Peterites managed to find support when it needed, and the try has been given right at the post.
The Peterites have certainly broken the Dharmaraja defense to pieces in these opening 15 minutes of the game. With the third try to come, we believe that it will go through and St. Peter's will get the score up to 17-0. An uphill task ahead for the Rajans. Conceding 3 tries in the opening few minutes of the game. They have to come back. They are after a big loss against Zahira in their previous fixture.
Here's the number 13, Yomet Shihara, with the conversion right under the post, and it goes through. 17 points to nil. Dharmaraja, as mentioned, have a very uphill task here at Bogambara. 3 quick tries from the Peterites, and the errors from Dharmaraja has led to tries as well. Here's another high up and under. This time collected by the lock, Shenuka Pereira. Good pressure from Dharmaraja. Here's Dimel. Puts a high up and under. Screws it. Collected by Chalana. Decides to run. Gets into trouble. Dimel doing really well. The ball was out. Vishmika had the right, but the ball has been composed by Dharmaraja. Here's another pod. He's a touch isolated. Here's an up and under. A really good kick collected by an offside player. Dharmaraja with a penalty decides to take it quickly, and the ball has been knocked on. Very poor from Dharmaraja. He shouldn't have done that. He could have kicked the ball out. It was a sure line out inside the 22 meters.
Exactly, Kavin. This has been the case of the game right from the beginning. Initially, St. Peter's also made some mistakes, but by the time went on, they've corrected their mistakes, and that's why they are in the position that they are now. 17-0. Dharmaraja making lots of mistakes, especially in that red zone of St. Peter's. When they had the opportunity to get the score up to 5 points or more, they just missed the ball. They just made some mistakes.
Here's Galage, gives it out to Dimel. Finds space yet again. Here's Rajapaksha, decides to go by his own, gives it out wide. A good tackle on Charuka. The ball has been out, but it's a penalty. He was in an offside position. The mark was well called. Clearly he was in front of the ball. Here's the number 10, Luchita Vijayaratna. Doesn't manage to get it out. Here's another opportunity for the Peters to run at the Rajans. Sandesh puts the ball to boot. Collected by Dharmaraja. Here's the counter attack coming up. But there's plenty of players for the Peters. Support found in the likes of Dharmaraja, but a brilliant tackle coming in from the Peterites. The man was bundled and turnover ball for the Peterites. They puts in a pod and gains a couple of meters. Secures position, gives it out wide to Dimel. Collected by Dharmaraja. He was in an offside position. It went back, but the ball has knocked on is the call, but he thought it went right through from his boot. But however, a knock-on advantage scrum in favor of the Peterites.
Well, Dharmaraja have a lot to do in this latter half of the opening half of the game. They will have to keep the Peters away from the try line, and also they will have scored a try of their own as well, because the deficit is nil a lot in the opening half. St. Peter's will come, and here they come again at the Rajans. Still in possession, and the referee awards the ball back to Dharmaraja.
Penalty in favor of Dharmaraja. This time the number 23, Sadisha Veervansa, He'll put this ball into touch. Last time we spoke a little earlier. He did not manage to put it out the last time around. And yet again, Dharmaraja find themselves inside the opposition half. A line out in favor of them. Anupa Herath acting as the hooker for Dharmaraja. Ishara Vijayawardena goes in, but the ball has been brilliantly, wasn't sacked correctly. And another penalty in favor of the Rajans. Gaining territory inch by inch. Puts it out right inside the 22 meters. Halfway around the 22 meters. Good pressure from the Peterites as Dharmaraj went over in the last line out. This time it's a six-man line out, 7-man line out rather. Here's Vijayawardena yet again. He forms the rolling maul. Good defense from the Peterites. He was on the ground from the Peterites. Here goes the Rajans. Inching close. Use it once is the call from the referee Shankar Bekun. Here's the big man going into contact. Was an obstruction from Dharmaraja. The number 2, Anup Herath. He was obstructing, and it'll be a scrum in favor of the Peterites.
And again, Rajans losing the ball, avoiding the ball rather back to St. Peter's at crucial parts of the ground, especially in the red zone of St. Peter's. St. Peter's back again with the possession, with a scrum to come.
Solid goal lage for the Peterites. Good steady scrum. Here's the kick. Doesn't manage to find touch. Here's the counter attack from the Rajans. A good tackle coming in from the Peterites. Finally loose, but ball possession has been kept by Dharmaraja. The ball was out initially. Here's players on the outside, but advantage for the Peterites courtesy of that knock on. Here's the big man for the Peterites. Good work from Ishara Vijayawardena, but it was a knock on advantage in favor of the Peterites, hence it will be Peters come right in the center field.
Well, again, St. Peter's making less mistakes than Dharmaraja, gaining possession whenever they lose the ball. And here's the scrum in favor of them right at the center of the page. St. Peter's, the forwards of St. Peter's just look strong. They always try to go through that Dharmaraja defense. On the other hand, Dharmaraja have just kept losing the ball at good territory. And here we go with the scrum of St. Peter's. Nicely worked and working the ball away.
Here's the Peter attack. Dimel gives it out wide to the fly half. Kushan Tarindu still on his wheel. And what a beautiful try this is from Kushan. Good work round top from Dimel in there as well. And Tadushan stepping past a couple of players. And right goes the Peterites for their 4th try.
St. Peter's have stunned Dharmaraja at their home backyard. And here they come with another conversion. The score is now 22-0. And if this conversion goes through, it'll be 24-0. A lot of work has to be done by the Rajans. We are just inside the opening half. We have another 35 minutes to come after these half ends. And St. Peter's well on their way to win this game.
work from Peter's line. The full back and the wing working in support just like that. Goes over. Does the court is already in first half is there to paper. The rucks have been secure and now have been solid. So has been the scrum and both the fly half and the full back are now putting in those chip kicks, that is finding space in behind the Dharmaraja defense. Unlike Dharmaraja, they really haven't had an answer. Here's Tarindu Kushaniad again, gives it out wide to Dimel. Here's the center, Sandesh puts in a chip kick, lets it fall. Dharmaraja, here's Peters on the charge. Good work, supporting the outside. Gives it out wide. The ball has been knocked on by the Peterites. Tried that backhand pass yet again. Did Sandesh Jayavikrama. He's played brilliantly today. The first center for the Peterites. His recognition and game sense has really been the difference. The Peterites really gelling together. 1 week break, but however here's Chalana Mendis. Scrum half gives it out wide to the fly half. Well defended by the Peterites. Numbers on the outside for the Rajans. It knocks it on. There was a forward pass. I initially thought it was a forward pass, but the scrum has been set. Advantage in favor of the Peterites.
St. Peter's again coming hard at the Rajans. They're doing their best to get the score up as they can in the opening half of the game. A lot of work has to be done by the Rajans. They will have to keep this St. Peter's attack down as much as they can. Here St. Peter's again working the ball away, looking for another try. The number 10 of St. Peter's trying to break through the defense of Dharmaraja. They still have possession in hand. St. Peter's with good territory again working the ball. Trying to get through the defense is the St. Peter's forward.
Ball available for the Peterites. Good work at truck. Here's the Peterites. Good work. Puts in the chip kick. Right behind the red zone of Dharmaraja. But that will be half time. What a half it has been for the Peterites. 22 points to nil. And the Peterites lead the way. Dharmaraja had some errors caused, and the Peterites line finding mistakes of the defense, and the extra man from the Peterites well worked as well, and that will be half time. 22 points to nil. Peters lead Dharmaraja here at Bogambara. Welcome back to this live stream. It's the second half action between Dharmaraja and St. Peter's. Dharmaraja currently trailing by 22 points. Brilliant first half from the Peterites, pouncing on the errors that was caused by Dharmaraja, and they've scored 4 tries and just one conversion though, but sitting far ahead of Dharmaraja.
Well, a lot of work has to be done by the Rajans in the second half of the game. Going down 22-0 in the opening half. St. Peter's completely dominating the proceedings, but you never know. You never know in the game of rugby. Anything could happen from here on. All that Dharmaraja has to do is keep their mistakes to the minimum as they can and play their best game here in the second half. And here we go with the kickoff of the second half. A halt in the game by the referee.
Sadish Veeravamsa with the restart. Another high hanging kick. Safely collected by the prop. Ranitu Ridmal. Here's Galage. Gives it out wide. Not a very good pass, but the Peterites managed to do the job. Collected by Dharmaraja. Numbers on the outside. Here's the counter attack. Good work from Dharmaraja, still on his feet. Gives it out wide. A lovely inside pass. But that pass, the last pass was a touch forward. Dharmaraja player should have taken the ball into contact and set up a ruck, which would have given them some hope of scoring. But Dharmaraja, however, find themselves inside the opposition half. They did plenty of times in the first half as well, but did not manage to capitalize on it. Here's Dharmaraja. Charana Mendis gives it out wide to his fly half. Numbers on the outside. Decides to run past Sadesh, but he's held the Dharmaraja player up. The ball goes down. It will be a scrum in favor of the Peterites. Beautiful, beautiful work from Sadesh Jayavikrama.
Again, Dharmaraja losing possession right after they gain it back. It has to be said that it has been good refereeing from the referee Ishanka. He has kept the flow of the game going right from the beginning.
Yes, a few good calls as well. He's doing a really good job out there in the middle. And here's Salit Galage, the young scrum half for the Peterites. Good solid scrum from the Peterites. Here's Dimel giving it out wide. Here's the wraparound. Gives it out wide to his winger. The ball being available. Good tackle coming in. Yet again, spotting space right behind the Dharmaraja defense. And Sadesh Veeravamsa manages to keep an on try, but the player was offside. Hence it will be a penalty in favor of the Rajans. If that had gone out, that would have brought play to where the kick was made. Here's the goal line dropped out. Right outside the 22 meters of the Peterites. Here's a drop kick attempt. Doesn't manage to get the distance or the direction. It was Dimel led again. Dimel win the. And this now will be a line out 22-meter dropout in favor of the Rajans.
Well, this will be an interesting passage of play if you are a Peterite fan or if you are a Peterite player, because with a lead of 22-0, they have all the opportunity to try new things like the drop goal we saw. And again, St. Peter's with the possession, working the ball away, trying to get the ball to the outside. This time, the number 12 of St. Peter's tried to go through. And here we are back with St. Peter's with a kick.
Immense pressure on the Dharmaraja player. Throws a wayward pass. Here's advantage in favor of the Peterites. Was a forward pass. What was Dharmaraja trying to do there? Should have kicked the ball out on the full. They were right inside the 22 meters as well. Doesn't manage to clear correctly as the Peterites are pouncing on another try. The scrums have been solid. They've got the fullback to come join into the line with a wrap around. That has worked to them today, and all 4 tries have come courtesy of that. Here's the numbers on the outside and plenty of speed. Good work from the Peterites. Still manages to keep possession, but the referee has awarded Dharmaraja with a scrum to get out of jail.
Lucky, really lucky. Dharmaraja would have certainly gone on to concede if St. Peter's had hold on to the ball there, and if they hadn't made that mistake, it would have certainly put a deadlock to this game. But Dharmaraja still have a chance here with a scrum here. First they will have to clear the ball outside of the red zone, and then they will have to look to regain the position back. And here is the scrum for Dharmaraja.
Charana Mendes to his fly half. He puts the ball to boot. Doesn't manage to get much distance. Is out right outside the 22 meters. Here's another opportunity for the Peterites to pounce on the defense of Dharmaraja. The Peterites have been brilliant under the high ball. Tarindu Kushan particularly wearing that number 15 jersey. He has been very safe under the high ball. And Yomet Shihara wearing the number 13 jersey. He has been the one coming in around for that wrap around the move. They made good line out in favor of the Peterites. Here's the number 4, the lock Ridmal. Open spaces in the blind side. Ball available for Galage. Going through a penalty in favor of Dharmaraja to get out of jail.
Well, Dharmaraja once again lucky to win position back. Referee awarding them a penalty. Here they go with another penalty kick, or rather a boot to the ball, putting the ball outside. A line out will come in favor of Dharmaraja.
The Dharmaraja fly half doesn't seem to have a very heavy boot on him. The territory kicks have just found about 20 to 25 meters, nothing much than that. But the ball has been not knocked down, bounced on the ball, but ball available for Dharmaraja. Plenty of forwards trying to pick and go right in the center field. Yet another pot formed by the Rajans. Ball available in favor of Dharmaraja. Here's numbers on the outside for Dharmaraja, but a very, very good tackle on the blind side from the Peterites. Anupa gives it out wide to Chandeepa, the flanker for Dharmaraja. Good work from Chandeepa. Not releasing is the call from referee Ishan Abekon. So it will be the number 23, Sadisha Veeravansha. There again, he gains about 20 meters. Right between the 40 and the 22 meters. Dharmaraja have a scrum in favor of themselves.
We're talking about kicking. Dharmaraja have been subpar throughout the game, be it territory kicking or the penalty kick that they got. in the opening minutes of the game. It has really costed them a lot. And here are Dharmaraja back with a line out. And they have a maul formed.
Good work from the Peterites. Managed to hold him up, and the two locks, Ashen Shenuka Pereira rather and Pawan Sadare has been really brilliant. Both times Dharmaraja formed that rolling maul. They have held on, and on both occasions it has managed themselves to earn a scrum. Here's Garlage out to his fly half, puts the ball to boot yet again. Another very good chip kick collected by Dharmaraja. The number 23 tries to go away, but a very, very good tackle coming in from Vishanka Silva, the substitute wing 3/4 for the Peterites, bundles him right outside the 40-meter.
Brilliant work from the Peterite. Vishanka Silva putting the player out of the line, and here they have won a line out throw in favor of them. Or rather St. Peter's will be trying to get that bonus point as quick as they can and get the tries going from there on. A good line out throw, working the ball away, working the ball to the outside, trying to run through, and here they are running with a wing. A good kick, and St. Peter's, it was a good passage of play from St. Peter's, but Dharmaraja have got the ball back.
It was definitely a high tackle down there. Surely it will be a yellow card for the Dharmaraja player. He went high. Very cynical. He was a little too high to the liking of the referee. He'll have a word with his AR and decide the color of the card the Dharmaraja player is going to receive. Very, very lucky for Dharmaraja. Getting away with that one. At the first impression, we thought it was a little too high, but that doesn't earn Dharmaraja a yellow card. Very, very lucky for Dharmaraja. And on the Peters' point of view, they'll surely want to score another try and secure that bonus point, the all important bonus point, as if they go on to win this, will maintain their unbeaten tag.
Well, they certainly will. They'll be the second team to have that unbeaten tag on themselves after Isipatana, who won a game yesterday against St. Joseph's. And again, as we saw, it was a desperate move from the Rajans player, going down 22-0. They don't have much to play. All they have to do is try to get the ball, try to score. But with St. Peter's having the possession, it was indeed a desperate move from the Rajans player. And here is St. Peter's with a scrum from a very good range.
Salit Galage. Plenty of decoy runners as well. Gives it out wide to Dimel. Here's the wrap around. Sandesh to the fly half. Tushan. Here's the new man, Vishanka Silva, stepping past a couple of players, gives it out inside. Ball being passed to Dharmaraja. Ball available with Dharmaraja to clear it out. There's plenty of space at the back. Good work from the Peterites, but good pressure coming in from the Rajans. Was in an offside position. Peters, They'll surely take this ball quickly. Gives it out wide to the new man. He gives it out a low pass for the center. Was the hospital pass. Not there of the Dharmaraja player, but he should have collected that in this level.
Again and again and again, we are seeing Dharmaraja losing possession in good attacks. If that attack would have continued, it would have caused a lot of pressure for the St. Peter's defenders. It was really a good move from Rajans, but they have lost possession again, and it is a scrum again in favor of St. Peter's.
Kavinta Jayamana has been replaced by Lasit Vijaysurya in the front pack for the Rajans. Here's Galage yet again. Look how they form the blindside move. Here's Sadesh taking the ball into contact. A very good decision. Here's the big prop lock rather wearing the number 4 jersey. Pavan, ball available with the Peterites. Galage searching for it. Here's the big prop. Another wraparound, puts the ball to boot. Fine space and just outside the 22 meters. Wasn't a 50-22, but it was really close. Another very clever piece of chip kicking from the Peterites, pushing Dharmaraja back yet again.
Well, this is what has been missing from Dharmaraja's end, as we talked about earlier about their kicking game. They have been subpar throughout this game, and yes, they do have another line-out throw in their favor, but from their own half rather than on the red zone of St. Peter's. Here we go with the line-out throw, and
free kick given to the Rajans for closing the gap. Surely coach Dinesh Gamge wouldn't be really happy about this performance from the Rajans. The 4 tries have been scored because of the errors of themselves. They've put themselves under a lot of pressure when they needed to clear the ball right inside the red zone of the Rajans. That has been an aspect in this game. Here's Chalana Mendis, gives it out wide to the fly half. He puts a high up and under. Here's Kushan, another very good take under the high ball, and a very good take from that pass. Here's the difference between the two. The low pass was brilliantly collected by Yomet Shihara. Good handling from the Peterites, and the Peterites look really as if they have much more pace in the line than Dharmaraja. The speedsters have really composed things, and the fullback Kushan Tarindu has been brilliant.
well, again a scrum in favor of Dharmaraja. Nicely worked, and here they have made another mistake, not collecting the ball cleanly, but still they've managed to hold possession. And here they go with the pass towards the outside, the big forward trying to go through the defense of Dharmaraja. Again, another big forward trying to go through.
Here's Chandeep. Penalty in favor of Dharmaraja. Takes the ball quickly, but he wasn't on the mark. Now they'll put this ball into touch. 23. Sadisha Veeravansa. He'll put the ball to boot. Dharmaraja. The kicker not really finding the target as well. I thought it was a forward pass, but clearly spotted by the AR. And Dharmaraja now have an opportunity on inside the opposition half. They'll surely want to score A consolation try there again on the back. It has been a good game for the Peterites. Chalana Mendis with the feed into the scrum. Here's the Rajans. Gives it out wide at the back. Numbers opening up. A lovely cutout pass. The defense of the Peterites have really wrapped the Rajans up. Good work from Dharmaraja. Numbers on the outside, but decides to go on the pod. Right over the ball, but loses it at the moment. Here's another good kick. Collected and called the mark by Tarindu. Good work from the fullback. Collected it cleanly and sensibly calling the mark. It will be a free kick in favor of the Peterites now.
Well, the results from the other games doesn't help the cause of Dharmaraja either. At the end of halftime, here's a big high-hanging kick from the St. Peter's player and collected by the Rajans.
The Peterite defense is already up against this Dharmaraja team. Good rush defense from the Peterites. Here's an opportunity for Dharmaraja in the blind side. Decides to go by himself. He's bundled into touch. A very good tackle by Vishanka Silva. He has been good from the word he came in to the field. When he was substituted, he has made a couple of good tackles down in this half of the field.
Well, yes, we've been talking about how the results of the other games doesn't help the cause of Rajan. Zahira at halftime have led 19-3 against Science, and on the other hand, Royal College were leading 26-0 at the halftime mark. And yes, Dharmaraja starting the season in a very, very good manner, winning a big game against Trinity. From there onwards, rather than climbing up, they have gone down and down and down, especially after that loss against Zahira the previous week.
Here's Vishmika Mathusara. The throw in. Good work. Here's Nimel. Gives it out wide to Sandesh. Here's a lovely cutout path. This has been Yomet Shihara. A good tackle coming in from Yomet. Advantage being played in favor of the Peters for a high tackle. Here's the big forward going right through and gaining meters. But the referee will want to have a word.
Peterites taking a small break to rest themselves and to pounce back at Rajans.
Yellow card for the number 15, Shehan Rajapaksha. It was a high tackle. Penalty in favor of the Peterites. But the Peterites haven't scored in the second half yet, but plenty of substitutes has been made, and that is a brilliant kick from the Peterites. Here's the difference. Dharmaraja, whenever they've got penalties, they've not gained as much as territory as compared to the Peterites. The Peterites, they have been gaining territory at will when the penalties have come their way, and yet again they find themselves inside the red zone of the Rajans with Vishmika Mathusara throwing in to a 7-man line out. Vishmika. Here's the Peterites, collects it cleanly. Gives it out at the back. Dharmaraja holding on, but the maul has been clearly set, still going forward, going sideways, and the referee is playing advantage. Here's the pick and go. Ridmal Ranito wearing the number 1 jersey. The ball is out. Here's Pawan, the big lock for the Peterites. Good work from the Rajans at the breakdown, but it was a penalty in favor of the Peterites. The referee was playing advantage. Here's the quick ball taken, gives it out to Ranithu, and Ranithu is over. The number 1 for the Peterites, Ranithu Ritmal, scoring the 5th try for the Peterites.
Well, that will be it. That will be the all-important bonus point for St. Peter's. They didn't score as of that move in the second half, and yes, they got their 5th try, and they are well on their way, putting a deadlock to this game and winning this game here at Bogambara, the home grounds of Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja completely dominated by a team from Colombo, St. Peter's here at Bogambara, and we still have a conversion to come. The score now is 27-0, and if this conversion goes through, it'll be 29-0. And talking about conversions, St. Peter's haven't really been good with their conversions. They only got 1 conversion through, and here they are with another conversion, with the opportunity of getting the score up to 29.
Here's Yomet Chihara, doesn't manage to convert it. The only negative point about the Peterites has been their place kicking. They've only converted 1 out of the 5. That's an aspect that will come in to the game as the season progresses, when they get strong oppositions. These 3 points and the kicks surely matters. And here's Dharmaraja yet again, restarting things through Sadisha Veeravamsha. Utsahayangin kick. The ball is out on the full. Here another mistake. Dharmaraja not really having a good day. But the Peterites, on the other hand, have managed to pressurize this Dharmaraja team. And their forwards and the backs have equally performed well. The backs have the pace, and the forwards have the ability to barge through and gain meters. Exactly what is needed. And if they do play like this, they'll surely be a very, very tough team to beat, as Sandesh gives it out wide. He has numbers on the outside, decides to cut back in and not give out the pass. Hands it over to the replacement. Right over it is Ishara Vijayawardena. The ball has been turned over, tries to go through the blind side. Ball available for Dharmaraja, decides to put a high up and under. Managed it to collect it is Sadesh Jayavikrama, good under the high ball as well. Here's Rintu. Jehan rather. Here's the forwards going into work for the Peterites at that far end. Sandesh playing as the fly half, the first receiver. Here's the Peterites giving it out wide. Sadesh drawing and passes, but the new replacement, the number 23, Amit Javira, knocks it on for the Peterites. One of the few rare knock-ons the Peterites have made.
Well, there's a rare mistake from St. Peter's in the second half. And as we were talking about the place kicking of St. Peter's, had it been a different day, they would have been really disappointed on the way that place kicking has gone. They have gone about place kicking, but yes, with their players scoring those 5 tries, there is much easier on this game, and they will go on about correcting their mistakes with the place kicking in the next game. And here's a scrum in favor of Dharmaraja, cleanly collected scrum. And here's the number 10 of Dharmaraja going to the outside.
Taking the ball into contact. The Dharmaraja attack seems to be forming a little too deep. The rush defense coming really up on Dharmaraja. They haven't had space to breathe. They have constantly been under threat, and yet again another knock on. It's not Dharmaraja's day today. They've made a little over mistakes, and compared to the Peterites, they've had very few. Their handling has been brilliant, and the pace, the set moves, all seems to be working well for the Peterites. Dharmaraja, however, they'll want to finish strong, score a try of their own, and try to finish this game on a high and take that momentum into the games they will be facing, and not supporting the body weight. Luckily for that Dharmaraja player, he hadn't taken it on the mark. If he had, surely would have been an offside call. Here's the Peterites. Sandesh doesn't manage to collect it cleanly, but manages to form the ruck correctly, strongly, but it was a knock on the ground, hence it will be a scrum in favor of Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja will surely look to finish strong, and looks like as if the Peterites bench is getting a well deserved and interesting minutes to play for their schools, as Chalana Mendis, the scrum half for Dharmaraja, feeds in, gives it out wide to Rajapaksha. He puts it out. Vishanka Silva collects it. Here's Tanadu Madhushan trying to go by himself. Tanadu Kaushan, however, secures possession. Peterites with advantage and in possession. Knocks the ball on. Advantage in favor of Dharmaraja. Gives the ball out wide. He takes the ball into contact. He has numbers on the outside for Dharmaraja, but well defended by the Peterites yet again. Trying to go on the blind side, but there's no pod. Here's the player isolated. Good tackle coming in from him as well. Chalana Mendis tries to go through the middle. A couple of loose passes, but Dharmaraja will breathe a sigh of relief as the Peterite defense has been found offside. A lovely cutout pass to the replacement. He has numbers on the outside. It's the winger. Good defense on him as well by the Peterites. Advantage in favor of Dharmaraja. Finally, the Dharmaraja crowd has come into life. Dharmaraja has been under a lot of pressure. The crowd should have come to life earlier, as a yellow card is being given to the Peterites. It's 14 playing 15 now. Dharmaraja has an opportunity to finish very strong. Takes the ball into contact, gives it out wide to the flanker. He takes the ball into contact. He has the Rajans doing really well. Good work at the ruck. Pick and go from the Rajans. Right under the posts. Good work from the Rajans. Going yet again on that angle. Dharmaraja right under the posts. Going over, and the try has been scored by Dharmaraja. Finally, Dharmaraja has a consolation try. It went through Nimsha Pires, wearing the number 8 jersey, and Rajans hit one back.
Well, a big confidence booster for Dharmaraja going into the game next week against Vidyartha. A big game coming from Bogambara. With this try, they will have some sort of confidence to take back home and take into the game against Vidyartha next week. The number 23, Sadisha Veeravansa, will be going forward with the conversion kick right under the post. This should be an easy conversion to make. Can he get that score up to 7?
A Peter Wright player is down. The stretcher is being called. The time is off. Referee don't think it was the final move, but we all have to wait. Sadish Veeramsa, and there on your screens, Chamika Pereira playing for Kandy, played for Dharmaraja in 2017, was the captain. As they take the play out.
Well, hopefully for St. Peter's, the player down will be fit and ready next week, because they have a big game in their hand where they will face Trinity College up at Pallekale. Another away game from St. Peter's. A big game in context of this tournament. Trinity regaining some motivation and a win in their previous game against Vidyartha. St. Peter's will be hoping that their player will be fit and ready. And we are still waiting for the conversion from Sadesha Veeravansa. They should take the score up to 7-29.
A round of applause to the player taken out. Here's referee Shankar Bekon. He has had a brilliant game today. Some good calls, and has managed really well, as the conversion goes through just slightly though, as Dharmaraja stroll back and wait for the restart from the Peter Wrights.
The score is 27-7 here at Bogambara. Dharmaraja with a late try, a consolation try to their name, and St. Peter's have totally and completely dominated this game. They will take a lot of confidence going into that big game against Trinity College next week, as we said before.
Dharmaraja taking the ball into contact right outside the 22 meters. Puts in another forwards play. Ball being turned over, and a beautiful penalty from the Peterites. Holding on is the call. They'll put this ball into touch. Dharmaraja could have finished strongly, but the Peterites surely look as if they need another try. Here's the Peterites, the replacement, well dealt with. Here's the tight head prop, Ranito Ridmal. Here's Tanandu Kaushan, the fullback. He is still on his feet, stepping back a couple of players. Good work from Dharmaraja again, holding on. This is what we didn't see in the game. Dharmaraja had very little turnover ball. The lineouts have improved compared to the last week against Zaira. But this Peter Wright team, the Bomba Brigade, has come in strong and has put in a really good performance against this Dharmaraja team.
Dharmaraja with another line out. They've again escaped out of jail, where St. Peter's clearly looked that they were going to get another try. And here's Dharmaraja with the attack. They are still in their own half.
Charanavend is putting an inside ball. Well dealt with by the Peterite defense. Here's Dharmaraja. A lovely couple of steps. The number 14 Taraka hasn't had a really good game. He's seen a lot less ball. Unlike the others, he has the number 22. He was the replacement player. The ball was cleanly turned over by the Peterites. Good work at the breakdown. Here's Jehan. The low set prop. Penalty in favor of the Peterites. Taking it quickly. Still on his feet. Good work from the Peterites. Numbers on the outside. Here's a lovely cutout pass to Sandesh. He steps. Here's numbers on the outside yet again. Tarind Kushan. Lovely pass to Vishalka Silva, and the Peterites finish it in a style. Vishalka Silva, wearing the number 18 jersey, has been brilliant in defense and in attack since he come in the second half. And Dharmaraja yet again concede another try, and it's 6 tries to 1. And surely that will be the game done and dusted for the Peterites.
Well, it's not an easy task to get over 30 points in a 70-minute game. Mind it, it's not an 80-minute game, it's a 70-minute game in the school's rugby circuit. St. Peter's have gone on to get 32 points with the conversion to come. The conversion hasn't really been good from the Peters end, and they will be hoping that this goes through and they will get some sort of good motivation in terms of place kicking going into the next game against Trinity, and that's in. Finally, they get a conversion right. Only the second conversion that they got it right, and that will be the game. St. Peter's have completely dominated Dharmaraja here at Bogambara. A big win for them in terms of the competition. Kavit?
A good win for the Peterites. Travelling up to Kandy. Good preparation for the next week game against Trinity. That'll be a blockbuster. Trinity wasn't the same side that played in the first game. They were completely different outfit in the second game against Vidyartha. So it'll be a good game, interesting game between Trinity and Peters, and Dharmaraja will have Vidyartha here at Bogambara next week as well. A good game by referee Shankar Bekon as well. And 32 points, 6 tries and 34 points rather, 6 tries and 2 conversions to the solitary try and conversion by the Rajans. And the second half, Dharmaraja will have taken a lot of hope, as they have only conceded 2 tries, and they've also scored 1 try. So that's it from Bogambara, and very good evening to everyone tuned on this live stream.